The few explorers, the Grendines divers, 4 Charlotte strikers. Somebody celebrate your team. Last team breakers, the Southbound breakers, Botanic Garden Rangers. It's from the bleachers we would see. VPL is more flavor, more vibes. VPL that bring the stadium alive. VPL, this is the joy of we life. It's the Vincy Premier League. Few explorers, the Grendines divers, 4 Charlotte strikers. Somebody celebrate your team. Last team breakers, the Southbound breakers, Botanic Garden Rangers. It's from the bleachers we would see. VPL is more flavor, more vibes. VPL that bring the stadium alive. VPL, this is the joy of we life. It's the Vincy Premier League. Hills, mountains, high, high, high. Man, woman, brown, Vincy, hands up high, and let me hear you say.
So welcome back to the Annisville playing field. It's welcome back to the Dream 11 VPL cricket tournament. And boy, if you had missed it, the first innings of the 4 Charlotte strikers bowling, they were really put to the sword. We still have Romel with us here. Romel, compelling cricket, something you would pay money to see.
Yeah, it was really some excellent hitting by Tearfield and Canoe Ned. They took advantage of any loose delivery bowled by the 4 Charlotte strikers, and they did bowl many loose deliveries, to be honest, more so the spinners. So 134 without loss was the Grendines divers. They should be extremely happy. They should be confident enough to defend the score. But interestingly, I see Pope. He has gone back to the top of the innings where he started in the earlier part of the tournament. So he should try to replicate what Ned and Teophile did for the Grenadine Divers. Also is Walker, also an opening batsman for the police team. He is known to be a big hitter. He has not had the best of tournaments thus far, neither has Pope, but they should make amends. They should look to make amends. No pressure on them. Go out and have fun, enjoy it, and play smart cricket.
So first up is down the track. I was asking before we went for the innings break, what do you think would be the word of the manager, the coach for the Four Charlotte Strikers on their return to the crease? So this pull away. So Stowe is off the mark. So off the mark.
Well, they just have to enjoy their cricket, really. They just have to go out and have fun, play smart cricket. Don't put pressure on yourself and express themselves. I was happy to see Gideon he advanced down the wicket the very first delivery. So that is showing that he's enthusiastic about batting. He's showing some impetus already.
So it's Pope and Walker, sorry, not Stowe. Pope and Walker. And Walker now comes in to strike. High and hard down the ground, straight going out to the boundary. Clean up there by Abraham. And Walker gets off the strike. Romel, do you think it should be the same approach as the Four Charlotte Strikers? Because in doing so, the fortunes that may have gone to the side of the Grenadine Divers may just not fall on the fortunes of the Four Charlotte Strikers batting.
Well, they would want to take advantage of the power play, but it's important that they don't lose any sort of wicket here. They have to play smart cricket. The wicket is not bad to bat on, as we have seen. So runs is there to be had.
And the communication between Walker and Pope, they have not really batted together so much in the tournament in terms of the top order. So it will be interesting to see how they communicate with singles and that sort of thing.
Well, Pope is not the fastest of runners, neither is Walker. So you don't expect to see a lot of twos or a lot of quick singles. They might try, but you don't expect to see it happen too often. But nonetheless, the Grenadine Divers, they have started pretty well. Hooper, only 3 runs coming from that over. Right away, the Four Charlotte Strikers, they are behind the 8 ball, so they would want to catch up, if you will. I see Abraham. Abraham is coming to bowl the next over. Right arm off spinner. He has done fairly well for the Grenadine Divers. He will be taking the ball away from Gideon Pope. I suspect that he would look to bowl just about 1.5 foot outside off stump, because we all know Gideon's strengths. He likes to hit to the onside, mid-wicket, mid-on area. Well, at least I think that should be the line. I don't know what he is going to bowl, but that ought to be the line in my estimation.
Well, remember later on today at 1, we have eliminator number 2, the Botanic Garden Rangers. They will be coming up against the Lassafree Hikers. They will be playing for a spot into the finals, as this one is tugged into the mid-wicket region. And they get through it 1. And the later also, all weekend, the finals are Saturday today. 2 matches, as we've seen the first match here. And today is the Kids' Day, Romel. Bouncing castles, rock climbing, cotton candies and popcorn. Children under 14 are free to come in. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, this is lovely setup. Cotton candy, bouncing castles. A nice day for the family, ain't it? A lovely, lovely day for the family.
Well, heaved and bowled him. played on delivery. RIGHTFUL looking to heave that one and get his total going, but in doing so, he only manages to play that one onto the stumps. RIGHTFUL wanted to draw first blood.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really. I really wanted to see RIGHTFUL Walker settle in, but he wasn't able to do so at this time. He hasn't done so really throughout the tournament, unfortunately. He really is a decent hitter of the ball. The scores that he has had thus far is not a true reflection of how well he can bat. But nonetheless, we see Kato coming into the wicket. In the last 2 or so games, he has had a decent outing. So you would expect him to want to capitalize here. He is early, facing the 9th or the 10th delivery of the innings. Good chance for him to settle down and really get himself in.
Well, if you want to settle in, you will have to also come again tomorrow where we see the finals. Much intriguing finals. The Saltpan Breakers, they have already been seating, waiting the eliminator winner of today's game. As we see, Kato comes off the strike with a single. Quiet second over here. 5 for 1. As we see tomorrow's matches, we will see the President 11 playing the third place team, which is the team that whoever wins with the Botanic Garden Rangers and the Lassafre, the loser of that one will play the President 11 tomorrow. And the VPL final, that will start at 1, but we will also have live performances by Royal Madzad, Chanel McKenzie, Seated, the Lyrical Diva, Dimes and the Pixel. So they will be here performing live tomorrow. Remember, you can get an all-weekend pass for local persons here. And if you decide, you have already finished your quarantine, you want to come down to the cricket, weekend pass today and tomorrow is just $20. Coming to the playing field, so you can also come and enjoy some entertainment.
On the cricket side of things, the 4 Charlotte Strikers, they haven't started well at all. There are only 6 runs on the board, 8 overs remaining in which to get 129 to win. So they really have to get going. And Gideon Pope, he has to get going. He has to break those shackles.
What do you think would be the modus operandi of the 4 Charlotte Strikers management team and coach? What do you think will be the strategy going into the 3.0? Because some people say that cricket is play. The coaches and the managers, they would have their strategy. And they would want to say, well, okay, the cricketers, they are the one playing the cricket out there. We can only give you the plans and how to execute. Well, they're competing. So I will take that question when you are free to answer. But at this time, we will see Kato on one strike. It's heaved down the ground. It's over the rope. A super 6, a welcome super 6 by the overseas player Kato. He moves on to 13 for 1.
Yeah, well, Kato should fancy this sort of bowling. Asif Hooper is a left-arm spinner, angling the ball into Kato. Kato, of course, being a right-handed batsman, but Asif, he's not really a turn of the ball, so you don't expect the ball to turn. The ball is new, so he's just going to slant in. Unless, of course, Asif slows it down and gives the ball time to turn, but normally he doesn't really do that. He aims for the stump more often than not. So Kato just went with the line of the delivery and was successful in hitting it over the boundary for 6. Pope, on the other hand, he should be better placed, even though he'll be hitting to the eastern side of the ground.
This time Pope pulls it away over the top. A 6 runs. Welcome 6 there by Pope into the wind this time, but he was able to manage to just get it over the rope for super 6.
Yep. he really has to continue. 20 for 1 over number 3. They have a long, long way to go, but not impossible.
And that brings up the 278 sixes that have been hit in the tournament so far from just some 27 matches, Romel. That's a lot of 6 to be hitting.
Yeah, a lot of 6. This is not a small field by any stretch of the imagination. I know hearing the number of 6s being hit, you might say, hey, you played in a very, very small field, but the boundaries are international size.
The center one is heaved down the ground. Abraham comes off the boundary, cleans it up. End of the over. Over number 3. It's 22 for 1. K2 on 9. Pope on 12.
Yeah, a much better over there from the 4 Charlotte Strikers, getting 16 runs off of it. They have to go much more than that in order for them to, give themselves a chance of even getting close to 134. 1 over left in the power play. You really have to take advantage of this.
Well, Abraham continues from the commentary booth end. This time heaves over. Man, they're coming out to the boundary. And a welcome boundary, National Lottery 3, the boundary by Keto there, 26 for 1.
Yeah, good shot there by Keto. He didn't try to overhit it. Played the ball and merit. The statistician just told me there at this stage, at the end of the 3rd over, the Grenadine Divers were 39 without loss, not too far off.
It would be amazing to see how Wiley bowls his leg spin on this shot.
But it was at this juncture that Rashid Fredericks had that injudicious over, I would say, where he was clubbered.
Well, clubbered. Clubbered is this one. I think he's over the stand. That's gone for another super 6. A magnificent shot. That's gone for 6. It's out of here. We'll have to call the third and to bring some other balls here, because that one have been cheated with this tint.
Yeah, I think that deserved 12, to be honest. That would have been 6 in another park. If you added another park beyond the boundary of Annisvale, that still would have gone for 6. Well, that was powerfully hit by Kato.
Well, luckily the spider cam wasn't in its way, because it really orbited and deposited way behind us here at the commentary booth. It's a mighty stroke delivery. Well,
and that's the difference between the batting of Kato and the batting of Pope. Yeah, Kato, he looked to hit it straight. He looked to hit it in the direction in which the ball demanded it to be hit. Pope, on the other hand, he seems kind of one trajectory, aiming for the long on or mid wicket area, not seeming to want to go over the offside at all.
Well, good comeback delivery there from Abraham. And Abraham has been a very disciplined bowler. He knows his job. He's a very talented cricketer. He also plays football, so he's an all-round athlete. He plays very well for the police this time. This one is tugged down to the man on the boundary. He gets 1. And something you've been alluded to, you see maybe at the point of contact, it appears that Pope is somewhat with that back turn, is turning in his hand. This time short, pull away. There is no man at fine leg. This time deposit for another super 6. 40 for 1. Kato, he's on 13. Pope, is on 13. Kato is on 26. We really seen a treat being given here by the overseas players, and in this regard, it is Kato.
Yeah, Kato is leading the way. He's leading the way for the 4 Charlotte Strikers. He has going quite a click, 26 from 9 deliveries. They will need to continue in this vein. At this juncture, you normally see batting teams slow down, because obviously the field would have been spread. 5 men, I believe, are allowed out the circle after the 4 overs. But the 4 Charlotte strikers, they don't have the luxury of slowing down at all. Well, as long as they hope to get to 135, they don't have the luxury, so they have to keep going. They certainly have the power. We have seen what Keto can do. We know what Pope can do, but he just has to find the timing and the belief to do it himself. The divers, they've employed a pacer, first pacer of the day. Judging from the first innings, we saw the pacers doing slightly better than what the spinners did. So interesting to see. It's Brown, it is. Yes, Brown, one of the 5 Brown brothers, known throughout St. Vincent and the Grendines as decent, a little bit more than decent cricketers.
Well, just a solitary wicket for the 4 Charlotte strikers that have been lost in the four play. They are 40-for-1, and we're seeing Brown, as you rightly said, they require some 95 from 36 deliveries. So Brown starts with a wide to open his account.
Well, at this juncture, at the end of the power play, the Grenadine divers were 67 without loss. So a very big difference, a difference of 27 runs there. But nonetheless, I think Brown has the right idea, bowling to Gideon Pope. He's going to keep it outside off stump.
And we need to know that Gideon has not really been in much form. So what he needs to do is just get off and let Keto take advantage of whatever he can. That's when he tugged it into Wildish. They're coming back for second. Wildish made off, that is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Gideon, he hasn't been in the best of form, and Keto seems to be good quite well. He's been hitting it well in the last couple of games, and he has started out extremely well thus far. So if I were Gideon Pope,
that's when he pulls it over mid-wicket. This time he deposits into the boundary. 4 runs. Boy, what a shot.
Right. Gideon seems to be intent on beating his way to form. Well shot delivery, in my opinion. Bad delivery by Brown, but Pope was good enough to execute that pull shot over mid-wicket, and it cannoned into the boundary for 4. Beautiful delivery, and this is what we expect from Gideon Pope. He's not a man that is short of talent at all, but he just has to perform.
Slower delivery, hit down the ground. Well, that one evades the Captain Asif on a spin. We would say, as you see, that he somewhat run past the delivery, the ball, and he had to make a stretch, but that one passed him into the boundary again. 4 more runs to Pope.
Yep, they just got to keep on going. They just have to believe. There's 51 for 4.4 overs. Just keep going. The wicket is decent. Lovely wicket for batting. Just keep expressing yourself.
Another wide there by Brown. So he cuts it to him on that point to his Brown brother. Do you see, as a captain, if you were playing with all these Browns, that you would have mixed them up, or you would have called Razim, Dean, Razim, except for Salvan, he's the only Brown and the last of the hikers. So when he swing and a miss.
Well, the Browns, they're brothers, but they don't look so much alike that you'll get confused. Yeah. But they are a talented bunch in my opinion. Salvan Bong, I know, played for St. Vincent and the Grendines for a number of years. He had a brief stint at the first class level. So there is talent there. He's the older one, I think, mind you. The younger ones are now coming through.
He will boast he's the best Brom in batting. Well, we will see Wiley coming from the commentary booth and we'll see leg spin for the first time. Right arm leg spinner. It will be interesting to see how Kato plays this on this track. The pitch report was somewhat grassy. I'm not too sure well with this being a very pacey track. To see if we would extract bounce as well from it. He being a tall gentleman with a high arm action somewhat. It will really be interesting to see how he competes with his leg spin.
Well, while he's not really a big turn of the deliveries, he has variation, he mixes them up.
Oh, Kate almost find himself wanting a leg by signal there by umpire Butler. He's just dragging down just carelessly until you have to take note. You got to get in the crease quickly.
Yeah. I think this sort of bowling might be more accepted in a more welcoming fashion by Gideon Pope than the other bowlers. I'll tell you why. Wiley, yes, he doesn't turn the ball much, but he is a leg spinner, and Gideon Pope will be hitting to the western side of the ground, assisted ably by wind. So he should fancy himself. He has changed his bat, so the intentions should be clear, and you know that he's going to go to the on side, mid-on, mid-wicket. He's a strong bloke, so he's not going to be afraid. Certainly not. So while he has to keep it wide of our stump.
As you rightly said, this one is plugged down to the bottom. Go for one. I want to get one. Are you skeptic about changing bats? What do you think? Or what's your theory about changing bats? If one is not knocking, what if that one knocks well? Down the ground. Good quiet over so far by Wiley.
Well, a change bat as the need arises. I have no special superstition in respect to changing of bats.
Delivery. Down the left side, seems to have clipped him on his with you. Away, high and over cover. He caught that one. 6 runs. What a shot by Kato that is.
That was a powerful shot by Kato. He waited in it and he just launched into it. He gave it his all, and that was beautifully executed. Well timed by Kato.
Such a quiet over so far until that short delivery. Someone pulled down into the track. Lofted delivery, had some flight on it. He's going into the wind, but the wind is not a factor this time. It is still 6 more runs. Another welcome 6 by Kato.
Oh, beautiful. I'm really enjoying this batting here by Kato. He seems to be a very accomplished batsman. I've seen him a couple of times playing first class cricket. I've always been impressed with his the way he has executed his shots. And I'm even more so impressed here today. He never seems to be in that much of a hurry. He seems to have a lot of time on his hands. Yes, he's batting spin, but the way he executes it, he doesn't really try to overhit it, and the ball carries very far whenever he middles. So, certainly one for the future, Kato.
Well, Cato, he's on 38 from 14 deliveries. I do fancy that Pope, he needs to give Cato more of the strike if he's not really middling, as we will see, that ball, and get the blood flow. And we will see. Theophil now comes into the attack quite late for what we are expected. Very exciting matchup coming up next with the Botanic Garden Rangers. They will play the Last of Hikers. Very intriguing game that will be, Romel. It will be somewhat of a do-or-die situation for both teams. This time down the ground by Pope brings Cato into strike. And I think the Botanic Garden Rangers, they will be disappointed in the position that they are now. As we were alluding to earlier up in the tournament, they started on a winning way, and now they have to be vying for a position where they are trying to play to be seated in the finals. Have to be at the top of the play as this one is struck outside. 6 more runs. Cato comes into the party, and he really starts this party that we are going to have later on. And boy,
well, like I said, Cato is the man. And I think he's going to look to take advantage of Theophil. Theophil bowling off breaks. Yes, he's bowling from around the wicket, which more often than not negates the possibility of getting LBW decisions. Not impossible, but it makes it just a little bit harder. But Cato should fancy his chances here. The wicket, like I said, is playing well. Not much turn, if any at all. So as long as the ball comes in his arc, he's just going to go.
Some 62 required from 22 balls. This one is sweet, fine, short, fine leg. It comes out to the boundary. It's 4 more runs to Cato, and that goes to National at the 3 boundary. Brings up the 54. Cato 48. That is, and we have seen that he's raising that.
It's 48, according to what we are seeing here, of 16 deliveries. That's the important thing. They need 58 runs off 21 deliveries. Once Cato's there, anything is possible.
Right. Well, this time, what a mighty blow that is. That one is struck high and hard over the president's suite. Boy, he took some toll into that one. It's a gigantic shot. Well, that one had a lot of muscle into it.
That was beautiful, and I do hope that the officials in the CPL and other T20 leagues are watching this, because Cato is really showing he's showing class. The way he has been hitting these deliveries, and he's not over-hitting them by any stretch of the imagination. He's batting beautifully. He has read what the bowler, what the bowlers, not just Theophil, he's reading what the bowlers are doing, and he's adjusting beautifully. And he's middling the balls. Oh, Cato, he really is a special form. It's just unfortunate that he wasn't able to come into the form that he would have liked in the first couple of games. That, I'm sure, would have propelled the Fort Charlotte Strikers a lot more. But from what we have seen thus far, Cato really is a prodigious talent. He's a youngster. He's a young man, has a lot of cricket to play. The Windward Islands cricket team would be happy to have him in their team going forward in the one-day tournaments and in the four-day tournaments. So yeah, it's interesting stuff here. Theophil, he has 2 deliveries to go, and I'm betting that Cato is not going to stroke these or look for a single. He's just going to keep on going.
Well, some required 15 runs per over. This is down the ground. They're going for one. They speeding across the outfield. Exquisite save there by Captain Hooper as they come back for second. That was 4 written all over it, but a tremendous save on the boundary there.
Yeah, excellent commitment by Asif Hooper. He has always been that sort of cricketer to give 100%. So I've always been impressed with Asif Hooper. Someone the Windward Islands should possibly consider when they play the one-day tournaments.
This time he's lofted down the ground, down to Hooper again. This time he cleans it up. And they go through for 1.
No ball.
It's a no ball. It's a cardinal sin to be bowling a no ball at this time with somewhat of the momentum that these two are going at. Pope will look to fancy his opportunity to score on this one. Well, another no ball. So, well, actually, Pope misses that short ball, but another no ball, which will give Pope another opportunity. And Keto, just below the Grenadine Islands, where he's seated in Grenada. Well, this time Pope capitalizing that one and into the mid-wicket region. It's another Super 6, and it's a welcome 6 there. 94 for 1, some 41 required from 18 balls. We have a game on.
We certainly do. We really do have a game on. Kato, as you mentioned, has been going well, 57 of 19 deliveries. Pope going 31 of 22. He has some catching up to do, but the way Kato has been going, anything is possible. 41 of 18 deliveries. At this stage, the statistician has just informed me that the Grenadine Divers were 98 without loss. So it's not much of a difference, just 4 runs. Well, the momentum, I believe, will be on the batting team. And we have to remember also that when the Fort Charlotte strikers were bowling, they had that over of Jordan, who really bowled well in the penultimate over of that innings. He was just unfortunate to be hit for 6.
Well, another of the Brown brother comes into the attack as we see Kato. He's on strike. I must imagine it's a Saturday here in St. Vincent in the Windward Islands. The people in the Grenada, they will be getting their oil down for lunch today. And I guess the people in Guave and among Parnassus, in Sates, Bridge Grove, they will be cooking up some oil down as Kato is batting. They will sit down and watch Kato bat through this innings as a leg by struck into the onside. They run through for 1. Have you ever had oil down, Romel?
Yes, I have. It's a Grenadian specialty. Lovely to have. Anytime you go to Grenada, that's one of the first things that you would want.
It is a must-have.
So it's really a must-have once you go to Grenada or Carriacou. Our neighbors.
Pitty good morning.
Good morning to the good folks. Well, I think it's afternoon now, isn't it?
In the air, could be taken. Grant takes a catch. Pope goes. The Grenadine Divers, they take the second wicket. The Fort Charlotte losing Pope at 95 for 2. We are into over number 8.
Yes, at this stage on the screen, the Grenadine Divers were 103. Still not much of a difference there. Pope is still at the Kato is still at the wicket for the Fort Charlotte strikers, so they should be happy. Gideon Pope, decent strike rate of 140, could have been a bit higher, given what we know he's capable of. Selroy has come in. Is that Selroy you're seeing there? Selroy is on his way in. He has done quite well, in my opinion, for the Fort Charlotte strikers. He can hit the ball very well also.
But what would you think would be the message for Selroy to come in, knowing that Kato is there with his blood pumping?
Well, the most important thing is for Kato to get strike. It's not that Selroy is going to look for singles, because they don't have the luxury of just looking for singles. They have to get the boundaries. So that is why I suspect Silroy is there at number 4, because ordinarily you wouldn't see him batting at number 4. But Cato certainly has to get the most strike if 4 Charlotte strikers are to win this game.
Well, a swing and a miss down the track a bit there by Cato. Do you think that this could cause a lapse in concentration in the momentum of the run chase with Cato and new batsman coming to the crease?
Well, in almost every cricket game, a loss of a wicket slows things down. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the case.
What a shot! That one is caught behind the point, in front of point, that is. Well, onto the third man boundary, it goes for 4 with such speed of that bat.
It's beautifully executed. And that is the hallmark of Cato's innings thus far. He has been playing each ball on its merit. If the ball is outside off stump, he looks to play it on the offside. Yes, he took some deliveries from the off spinner and hit them on the leg side, but that was an off spinner. So he's playing the balls on their merit.
Down the ground, in the air, could be taken. It is. Cato goes, and boy oh boy, I think the timing on that shot was not there, and he was caught by Theophile, and boy, isn't the Grenadine divers happy to see the back of Cato at this time.
Yeah, that was a big blow for the 4 Charlotte strikers, having lost Roland Cato, going for 61 off 22, deliver a strike rate of close to 300. So they have two new batsmen at the crease. The Grenadine divers, I'm sure, will be fancying their chances of taking this game away from the 4 Charlotte strikers. Who's coming there? Jordan, it seems, is the new batter. Ray Jordan, if my eyes are not deceiving me. The fast bowler we saw earlier on, he has some pedigree with the bat. We all know him locally. He bats pretty decently. He hasn't had as much opportunities as he would have liked for the 4 Charlotte strikers to come in early and hit a few. I thought that was a small blunder by the coaching staff of 4 Charlotte strikers. But nonetheless, he's here, and I'm sure he's going to try as much as possible to give it a whack. Still possible, 36 off 13 balls.
Down the ground, he's off the mark, while Brown was somewhat on the carpet here at the Islandsville playing field. So, end of the over, it brings up the 100 run for the 4 Charlotte strikers. They are 100 for 3. We're at the end of over number 8.
Yeah, very good, very good over there by Brown, the other Brown, having only conceded 6 runs, and he took the all-important wicket of Cato, which really has put a big wedge in the minds of the 4 Charlotte strikers, because it has gotten more difficult for them now to cross that threshold of 134. But I'm sure Jordan and Silroy, they're going to have a different opinion in their minds. They're going to go gung-ho for that target. Jordan will be hitting to the western side, him being a right-hander, so he should fancy his chances.
Well, 35 from 12 deliveries. Brown again starts with a wide. This time it's so it's Brown, a different Brown from the other end. This one is Dean Brown, Roxy Brown. Right, so it's Roxy, Dean, Shem, Salvan. This time he heaved it over square leg. That's gone for 6. Sorry, a super 6. Welcome 6 here by Jordan. Brings on the tally 28 required from 11 balls. Well, should the Grenadine divers start to panic?
I don't think they have to panic. They just have to try. On the offside and target that mid-wicket long on area. So really they have to get the ball as full as possible and outside a foot and a half, outside off stump. That would be my opinion.
But how much would you look at into the last over? Well, wide the arc it is, down the ground, they go for one, they could come back, no, settle for one. Searoy comes in to strike. First time he will be facing since he's here for battle. Remember, we have the second game coming up, which will be the eliminator number 2. That will see the last of Free Hikers. They will take on the Botanic Garden Rangers, who lost yesterday, and which seeded the Salt Pond Breakers into the finals. So the Salt Pond Breakers, they will be in the finals for the second edition, as they were in the first. And they will await the winner of today's second game to see who will be in the finals. Oh, delivery straight into the pads. Loud appeal. Goes down to the third man. It's Camperture for one. But as it is now, we are looking at for Charlotte Strikers 109 for 3 in a quest to get 135, sorry. A shot down the ground, straight as a pin, and boy, that a great shot. He did not lose the shape in that shot, and he deposited just enough over the rope to get 6 more to the total.
Yeah, that was ferociously struck by Jordan. It barely left the ground, didn't it?
And 20 from 8. It really has become a great run trace, and it's something that is gettable. Pull the way down the ground. Yeah, as if Hooper cleans it up. The longer and the longer fielder, they have come somewhat closer because they realize that Jordan is someone playing straighter than normal. 116 for 3. We're into over number 9. Just on the brink of over number 9. So 19 from 7. Can we see a super over? Romero. What's a shot? Down the ground. What a shot by Searoy. Wow. That instrument down there is in serious danger. Well, water run chase. It is 13 required of the last over. Boy, can we see a nail-biting finish.
Well, it's pandemonium happening here at Annisville today.
We have been cheated a lot of sixes.
Wow, after the Grenadine Divers scored 134, I never expected to see the Fort Charlotte Strikers being 122 for 3, needing only 13 runs of 6 deliveries. That was extremely well hit, in my opinion. The Fort Charlotte Strikers, they certainly are in the ascendancy here, and they will be backing themselves to take this game home.
Well, they should.
I'd love to see a super over. I really do. We haven't had one for the tournament so far, but I really love to see a super over.
A better conference with the Captain Hooper and Brown as to the last woman field setting. A lot of pointing all over this field. So the square leg man goes out the circle. So it's 122 for 3. Thirteen required from 6 deliveries. And boy, he haven't been retreated with some really serious shot. And this game, it's one of the most exciting games I've seen. Yes, there have been nail-biting finish, Romel, but because of the treat that we have got with 60s and bungarees, this is something that the viewers would like to see.
Yeah, definitely. But the line...
Down leg side, wide signal by umpire Butler.
Well, I'm looking at the field, and they have a man on the 45. A square leg is up. They have a straightish deep mid wicket, a long on. A third man, a man on the sweeper bung with a long off. So I'm assuming the line ought to be outside off stump. So I was a bit surprised to see. Yeah, I was a bit surprised to see the bowler angling the ball down leg.
Well, bowl him straight as a pin. You hit or I hit, and in this case, Brown, the one that hits the wicket. The castle is disturbed, and boy, excitement is a tale of two tapes here. You cannot really call it, because 12 required from 5 balls. The 4 Charlotte Strikers, they're still in the hunt.
Yeah. The game can go anywhere, innit? But the most important thing here for the Grenadine Divers is that a new batsman is on his way. He'll be facing up, so that's a big disadvantage for the 4 Charlotte Strikers. They would really want to get a Silroy on strike here. We've seen what he is capable of. I think he has had a half century in the tournament where he played some marvelous shots. So they would want him to get on strike. But nonetheless, I don't think Lavier is going to look for a single. He's going to look for the ball. If he gets off strike, then so be it. But he's going to look for the boundary nonetheless. The feelers in the circle or on the edge of the circle, they're not looking to prevent a single or anything like that. So the single is an offer.
Mm-hmm. Lavier down the ground. Forced up a welcome boundary. It's a tale of two teams. We are all off our chairs here. Boy, it's a game that you have to see. No matter what you're doing, just stop for a few and just take a look at your television. It is compelling cricket. 8 runs required from 4 balls. The 4 Charlotte Strikers in the hunt.
But I like the way Lavier is. He's just standing there as if, well, this is just
I've been batting since last night.
A walk in the park. He's not showing any nervousness at all. He's just saying, hey, hits the ball nonchalantly down to the boundary. Beautiful shot nonetheless.
Well, Brown. See ball, hit ball in the air, out to the man at mid-wicket. 1 bunk shot brings Silroy into strike. Lavier gets 1 to the mid-wicket region, and some 7 required from 3 balls. We are really on the crunch time here. Somewhat of a nail-biting end where we could see somewhat of a super over, yes or no. That will be determined in the next 3 balls or so.
Well, the captain is having a talk with the bowler. I'm assuming they're going to have a bit of a change in the field. As it stands now, they have a man on the 45, which is short, long leg. There's a square leg is in. Short mid-wicket. Well, the mid-wicket is on the circle, but deep mid-wicket nonetheless, a long on. So I'm not sure what the line is going to be.
Wide off stump, swing over the top, out to the cover region. You go for 1. Oh, coming back for the second, but slipped Lavier. Lavier slipped on his way down, so he had to get up and return to the crease. Boy, it's excitement here. 6 required from 2 balls. We need a boundary, at least a 2 or something to square things up.
I tell you what, I'd love to see a 4 and a single. That's what I would love to see. A 4 this delivery and a single next one. Let's have a super over.
And there are persons who really can't watch this kind of cricket, Romel. There are persons who will tell you this is the kind of cricket they like to watch, especially ladies.
Well, there's a change in the field now. So I'm assuming the line is going to be very straight because there's no sweeper. He's aiming for those pads.
Okay, so let's see. aiming for the pads out to the square leg field, and they go for one. They settle for one, and the choke comes in. Some 5 runs required from one ball, and boy, compelling cricket here.
Oh boy! You need 5 runs off one delivery. 4 runs is we're gonna get a super over. Silroy is on strike. He, as we have seen throughout the tournament, hits the ball extraordinarily well. Asif Hooper is having a chat with the bowler. We all know he's a shoot captain. He's not going to go down lightly. He always gives 110%. The feel, he's put. Oh my God! The ball is going to be bowled wide off stump, which should be the line. Deep point, deep cover.
Delivery. He misses out on that one. And let's see what the square leg says. Oh, it's a legitimate delivery. The Grendines Divers, they have just won a run chase of 135. These Charlotte Strikers, they were able to get 131 for 4, and it will be a missed out. And what do you think Silver will be thinking at this time?
Oh my God, Silver will be kicking himself. I'm telling you, he would be kicking himself, because throughout the tournament we saw him dispatching those full tosses for big 6s, and he got one. It was right there. It was really right there. I think exuberance got the better of him, because he knew he needed a boundary. He knew he absolutely needed a boundary, and he just tried to overhit it a bit. Had he stayed a bit calm and maintained his composure, I had no doubt that ball could have gone for 6. But nonetheless, an excellent chase here by the Fort Charlotte Strikers.
Well, boy, you talk about chase. That was one. And the Fort Charlotte Strikers, they have lost by 4 runs. The Grendines Divers, they will finish on a high. We see really the anticipation and the excitement in this game. And boy, a run chase that was really led by Cato 61 and Pope 31. Those are really the highlights of the batting there for the Fort Charlotte Strikers. 15 coming in there from Jordan. A well-needed 15. Just 6 and a single goes to Walker. The bowling was not really too bad, but they really had to be cheated with this stint.
Yeah, I really think that Cato batted extremely well. He had 61, I believe, 60 odd in 20-something deliveries. He batted extremely well, and at the time when he lost his wicket, I thought, hey, the Grendines Divers, they might just edge it home. But Ray John, he came in and he played a beautiful innings. But in the end, the Grendines Divers really did take it home. But a beautiful chase here. Well, the bowling figures for the Grendines Divers are up. Everybody was taken to the sword, in my opinion. But Wiley, importantly there, we see that he had 7 dot deliveries. In total, 19 dot deliveries. And that really could have been the critical